Questions from storage. Easy copy okay now.
ఈ మిషన్ టు ఇది మిషన్ టు స్టోరేజ్ అకౌంట్ వచ్చింది.
Okay.
ఈ స్టోరేజ్ టు స్టోరేజ్ ఫైల్ ఫినిష్ అని వస్తుంది. ఫైల్స్ మూవ్ అవ్వాలి. సోర్స్ డెస్టినేషన్ సోర్స్ కి డెస్టినేషన్ కి ఇచ్చాను.
సోర్స్ కి డెస్టినేషన్ కి ఇచ్చింటావు బట్ నువ్వు బ్లాబ్ కి మూవ్ చేసావా? బ్లాబ్ కి మూవ్ చేసినప్పుడు బ్లాబ్ కి నువ్వు అథెంటికేషన్ ఏమి ఇచ్చావు చూడు.
ఇక్కడ లిస్ట్ టైప్ ఇస్తాను.
ఈ బ్లాబ్ నీకు అనానిమస్ ఉందా ప్రైవేట్ ఉందా చూడు.
పబ్లిక్ అనానిమస్ బ్లాబ్
ఒకసారి ట్రై చేయి వస్తుంది చూడు. నీకు వన్ వే అయితే వర్క్ అయింది కదా నీ ల్యాప్టాప్ నుంచి
మల్టిపుల్ ఫైల్స్ ప్యాటర్న్
ద సేమ్ వే అది కూడా అంతే.
సింటాక్స్ ఓకే ఫైల్ ఫినిష్ అని వస్తుంది బట్ ఫైల్స్ మూవ్ అవ్వాలి. అది స్టోరేజ్ అకౌంట్ నుంచి ఇంకో స్టోరేజ్.
ఓకే అది ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫైల్ అది? టెక్స్ట్ ఫైల్
ఇమేజ్ పిఎన్జి.
ఓకే అయితే అది బ్లాబ్ కి మూవ్ అవ్వాలి. ఇమేజ్ అయితే బ్లాబ్ కి మూవ్ అవ్వాలి. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తావు? సో నీ ల్యాప్టాప్ నుంచి మూవ్ అయింది కదా డెస్టినేషన్, సేమ్ డెస్టినేషన్ తీసుకొని ఆ డెస్టినేషన్ ఎలా తీసుకున్నావు సోర్స్ కూడా అలానే తీసుకొని చేయాలి.
సోర్స్ డెస్టినేషన్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఓన్లీ సోర్స్ మాత్రమే ఇస్తాము. నుంచి అక్కడ సోర్స్ ఇవ్వాలి, డెస్టినేషన్ ఇవ్వాలి, సోర్స్ కి ఇవ్వాలి,
డెస్టినేషన్ కి ఇవ్వాలి. ఒకసారి అయితే పర్మిషన్ చూడు, మైట్ బి పర్మిషన్ లేకపోవడం వల్ల ఉండొచ్చు. ఒకసారి ఆ బ్లాక్ పర్మిషన్ చూసి ట్రై చేద్దాం. So as part of PaaS, so basically what makes different about PaaS and IaaS? So let's assume that I have an application. So whether I would like to deploy my application into the IaaS or PaaS. If my application deployed into the PaaS, what are the advantages I would get? If I deploy my application into the virtual machine as part of IaaS, what is the benefits I am getting? So now what is the main difference between PaaS and IaaS? Let's assume that customer asks that I have an application I would like to host in Microsoft Azure. Whether you prefer to go with PaaS or whether you prefer to go with IaaS. What is your recommendation to the customer? Your customer gain cheptaru. Why?
Continuous deployment,
continuous delivery can be done in IaaS also. Means the DevOps integration has both. Suppose if the DevOps has integration, this is also has the DevOps integration as part of CI and CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment. There are main benefits. What is that? ఏంటి PaaS అంటే ఏంటి అసలు? What do you mean by platform as a service?
there are multiple platforms.
సరే IaaS అంటే ఏంటి? ఇప్పుడు ఏం చదివినారు మీరు 1 month నుండి? ఇది వెరీ బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్. మీరు క్లౌడ్ నేర్చుకున్నట్టు ఫస్ట్ అడిగేది ఇవే. వాట్ ఈస్ IaaS అండ్ PaaS? మీరు ఏం నేర్చుకున్నారు? నేను అక్కడికి ఎప్పటికప్పుడు పీపీటీస్ అన్ని పంపిస్తున్నా చూడ చదవాలి కదా. ఇక్కడ ఏంటి fully control of which infrastructure in terms of hardware, in terms of operating system and scaling. You have to manage all these things. Mean to say, you have the control of managing the infrastructure, right? Very simple. You have to create your network. You have to create your infra configuration. You have to manage your operating system. You have to configure your load balancer. You have to configure your scaling. Even that is your fully control, having the infrastructure under your control. Whereas coming to the PaaS services, you don't have control on you. Everything will be managed by the Microsoft. You don't need to worry about the hardware failures. You might see that all of a sudden virtual machine doesn't work due to hardware issue. You might have the problem in IaaS, infrastructure as a service, but you don't get that issue in a PaaS. Why? Because the infrastructure and the hardware will be managed by Microsoft itself. No need to worry about OS updates. That will be managed by the Microsoft. Global scaling will be managed by the Microsoft. Just you can directly host your application. You no need to worry about the underlying infrastructure. You no need to worry about the operating system. You no need to worry about the operating system updates. Everything will be managed by the Microsoft only as part of the PaaS. That is the main difference. So infrastructure as a service is to give the fully control of managing your entire infrastructure as part of virtual machines, network, load balancing and everything. Whereas coming to the platform as a service will be managed by the Microsoft. Automatically your infrastructure and operating system and load balance scaling and everything will be managed by Microsoft itself. Just you need to worry about the hosting of your application. That's it. Let's assume that what are the steps you have to perform to deploy application in IaaS. If you would like to deploy an application in infrastructure as service and to the virtual machine, what are the steps? Okay, then you must have the network, then you must have the hardware, you must have operating system, you must have web server, then you can deploy the application. Whereas coming to the PaaS, for platform as a service, PaaS service, you no need to worry about all these things. Directly you can host your application. Why? Because the underlying things like web server, operating system, hardware, everything, the underlying infrastructure will be managed by Microsoft. That is the platform readily available for you. That is the platform readily available for you. Directly, whenever you want, you can directly host it. Clear? So that is the main difference. These are all the very basics in it. You already మనం మాట్లాడుకున్నామా లేదా? Okay, so that is the how. So that is the main difference between IaaS and PaaS. Now I would like to deploy my application into the PaaS. As part of PaaS, platform as a service, we do call it as app service. So what are the app services we have? Web app. Okay. Okay. Mobile app. These are all the application types. These are all again platform as a service. These are all again platform as a service. So whereas coming to the web app. So what do you mean by the web app? So basically what do you mean by the app service? Basically app service is nothing but it kind of a platform where it allow you to host your application. What do you mean by the application hosting? What do you mean by application hosting? So let's take what is GoDaddy? GoDaddy is the hosting provider. They will provide the domain and they will assign one public IP to you. There you can host your application, right or wrong. So just you can have your piece of code. You have the piece of code. You have got the GoDaddy domain. What GoDaddy does? They will give you some space to you to host your application. They will manage the entire operating system and hardware, right? Ante kada. So you don't worry about the hardware. You don't need to worry about the server. Once you take any subscription from the GoDaddy, if you buy it, directly you can host your application on their platform. Just similarly, Microsoft Azure also allow you to host your application. Microsoft Azure supports .NET, .NET Core, C#, Node.js, PHP, Python and Ruby on Rails. These are all the languages. At the same time, it supports Windows, Linux and containers. These three platforms. You can host your application using the app service in these three platforms: Windows, Linux and containers. We'll talk about later containers. We have a separate topic for that. Okay. So just like very similar to the GoDaddy, Microsoft Azure allows you to host your application. That's it. Whether you would like to use Windows, whether you would like to use Linux, it's completely your wish. The language, the application developed by any code of .NET, .NET Core, C#, anything, it supports. Okay. As part of app service, you have web applications. Web application is nothing but your web app is or web application, both are the same, which can able to allow you to host your application on Microsoft Azure platform. Whereas coming to the mobile app is nothing but your applications which is running on your mobile. Those applications can be able to host on Microsoft Azure platform. Okay, coming to the Logic app. Logic app is nothing but it can be event triggered based. Let's assume that if there is any logical written of one piece of code which can able to move the data from storage account to your application related things. Whenever there is an issue happen, let's assume that you would like to trigger an email alert whenever there is an event fails. These kind of things can be done using the Logic app. So Logic is nothing but completely based on your logic, it will be evently triggered. Let's assume that you have one process. You have one process that moving from source to the destination. Due to some issue, the process has been failed. Automatically, the Logic app will take that and trigger and send you an email that the process has been failed. Whether it may be success or whether it may be failure, continuously it will send an email alert of event. What's happening in the environment. So these kind of scenarios you can use the Logic app. Coming to the function app. So function app is nothing but it's a small piece of code where you can write your own purpose without affecting your application. Let's assume that your application is running, your data processing has been not done properly. This particular function piece of code will actively do your task based on your issue. So these are all the types of app services: mobile app, web app, Logic app and function apps. So function app will be managed by the developers only, you don't need to worry about it. Okay, these are all the app service types. So So we completely deal with the Azure Web Apps. So Azure Web Apps will allow you to host your application in Microsoft Azure platform. Okay. So now let's go back and deploy one application. Create one app service. Okay. Now just go to see app services. Here we don't have any app service. Just add a app service. Okay. Web app. What is the resource group? What is the name of your application? My application name is LCP Web App. So where you want to publish, where you want to host, what is your operating system behind? Whether you want to use the code or container. I want to use the code, not a Docker container. So what is your runtime stack? What is your operating? What is your code? And using which code you have developed your application? .NET Core. What is the operating system? Whether you want to use Linux or Windows. Windows. What is the region where you want to host? Okay. So that is all about your application. What is the name of your application? Whether you would like to publish your application into the container or you would like to directly host your container is nothing but an image. You have already image, directly you can host it. So we'll talk about this is the lengthy process, lengthy one. We'll talk about it later. See, as soon as select the Docker container, it doesn't ask you that what is your code. Why? Because it's already a image. Again, what is the image? Image is nothing but a predefined package with all the predefined settings. You don't need to worry about it. So, coming to the code as of now, let's see it. Okay. Now, what is the app service plan? Under the app service, we have app service plan. So app service plan is nothing but it's a kind of a container where you can container is nothing but e-container. App service plan is a container where you can able to manage all your application in terms of location, in terms of configuration, in terms of cost, and in terms of what is the features of your hardware which you have selected. So these are all called as a app service plan. App service plan is nothing but a kind of a container where you can able to manage your features of your application, what is the location and what is the configuration you need to host your application. It will manage all these things which is called as a app service plan. So if you want to host any application, you must have the app service plan. App service plan is nothing but which gives you to manage your entire application in terms of configuration, in terms of location. What is your location? Where you want to host your application? These terms under comes as a app service plan. You must have the app service plan to host your web application. Okay. ACP app service plan. So let me create new app service plan. Say okay. So now this is the app service plan name. What is the size of your app service? It is very important. See, we have n number of features here as part of app service. So what is this? For dev test is nothing but development application, which is not in a production, which is having the less demand. So for this, we have F1. What is the memory of it? What is the configuration of it? 1 GB memory and 60 minutes of that application. Again, it is a shared infrastructure. What do you mean by shared infrastructure? In the same server, you might have multiple applications running from the different customer also. Getting it or not? There is a one server, just like a GoDaddy. If you take any domain from the GoDaddy, would like to host your application, they don't have a dedicated server. They have one very big server. They would allow to host your application in the same server. At the same time, multiple customers also able to host their application. Here, that is the shared infrastructure. Here also, by configuring this app service plan with the F1, it is completely shared infrastructure which can able to host your application. So what is the advantages? You have the memory for your applications and 1 GB storage. What is this? Again, shared infrastructure, 1 GB memory, 240 minutes compute. This is the monthly estimated cost. So we have the custom domain. I will tell you what is the custom domain later. This is I have the feasibility to purchase the custom domains as well as part of B1. What is the B1? So dedicated compute resource. What is this difference between shared infrastructure and dedicated infrastructure? You don't need to give the difference between D1 and B1. D1 is the again shared infrastructure, whereas coming to the ASU as Azure Compute Units, dedicated compute resources to run applications deploying in app service plan. Mean to say the dedicated server will be given to you to host your application. There is no harm on it. Directly you can host your application in your dedicated server which is aligned to you. Whereas coming to the shared infrastructure, there is one server, anyone can able to host their applications. So there might be the security issues, there might be some having performance issues. You could get all these things. To avoid that, it's better to have a dedicated infrastructure to host your application. Okay? What is this? Manual scaling. We don't have auto scaling feature for this app service plan. This is a completely manual. What is this again? Dedicated compute with 3.50 10 GB storage, 3.5 GB memory with the A series compute. A series compute is nothing but basic virtual machine. See here, even though if it is a PaaS service, the infrastructure will be the same. It is your application running on the VM only. But the underlying infrastructure is not in your control. That's it. Like a VM. అర్థమైందా? PaaS లో కూడా virtual machine ఉంటుంది. But the virtual machine does not have in your control. దానివల్ల అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఏంటి? The related infrastructure, related operating system and everything will be managed by the Microsoft. You no need to worry about it. That could be the reason PaaS is more compatible, PaaS is more high available compared with the IaaS. అంతే కదా? So coming to the B3. 7 GB memory with 10 GB storage. With again A series. What is this? This is only for dev and test environment, not recommended for the production deployments. Coming to the production apps. See, what is this? 100 total ASU dedicated environment with 1.75 GB memory A series compute. It supports up to 10 instances. Why I do need instances? మీరు ఎక్కడున్నారు ఇన్స్టాన్సెస్ అని చెప్పి why do I need 10 instances to auto scale up? Virtual machine scale sets ఉన్న గుర్తుందా? మర్చిపోయారు. So what virtual machine scale set does? Based on the demand, automatically it will scale up. Based on the demand, automatically if demand comes down, automatically it will comes down. So what we have done in our virtual machine scale sets, in the virtual machine scale sets, we have configured the identical virtual machines, right? To auto scale up and auto scale down. These are all the 10. That is also the 10 instances automatically. So once you select this plan, automatically it will be created 10 instances in the backend. That is the PaaS advantage. Other IaaS like that, you have to create your virtual machines. You have to create your identical virtual machine for the auto scaling purpose. Here you no need to worry about it. Automatically, these 10 instances will be automatically scale up and scale down when the demand comes. So that is the advantages of the PaaS platform as a service. So it supports up to 5 staging slots, 5 slots. We'll talk about later what is the slots and what is the advantage of having the slots. Slot is nothing but same application has multiple pieces. Staging slot, staging application, test application, production application. You are creating the same application with the duplicate copies. So what is the advantage of having it? We'll talk about later. We have separate topic. We will talk about later. So daily backup. Automatically backup will be taken care by Microsoft itself. Every day it used to hack 10 times. You don't need to worry about it. Traffic manager. What is this traffic manager? Traffic manager will perform the availability, routing the traffic between your multiple instances. We have a separate session. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay. These are all the features of S1. What is the P1? 3.5 GB. Same features ఉంటాయి, but ఏంటంటే the memory will be increased. See all the same instances, but ఏంటంటే configuration change అవుతూ పోతుంది. It supports up to 20 instances. App service plan is very important. Without app service plan, you cannot host your application. As part of app service plan, you have to know all of these things. What is the capacity of your app service plan? What it supports, whether it supports traffic manager, whether it supports automatic backups, whether it supports automatically scale up and scale down. All these features should be associated with your app service plan. Okay, if you select P2 V2, it supports 20 staging slots, 50 times daily backups. But once what the storage is బాగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. స్టోరేజ్ ఇస్ 250 GB. So what is the maximum capacity of all this? See additional options. ఇంకా see 7.51 GB. This is a P3 video is the most high demand. It is 14 GB with 250 GB storage. Now assume that my application is having around 1 TB of the data. Then how can you host your application? My application has the data which is related to my application having 1 TB. Let's assume that you have Amazon application. మీకు ఇమేజెస్, ఆడియో ఫైల్స్, వీడియో ఫైల్స్ అన్నీ ఉంటాయి కదా అమెజాన్లో. సో దట్ డేటా ఈజ్ మోర్ దాన్ 1 TB. So then how can I deploy this application here?
service plan for this.
యాప్ సర్వీస్ ప్లాన్ 4 తీసుకుంటే 4 అప్లికేషన్స్ డిప్లాయ్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది అప్పుడు. Okay, so here you have to understand one thing. Once you use this dev test and production, the application works on publicly. By default it is a PaaS, right? So your application is available on publicly. So that's the thing. That is the why I ask you that if your customer want to host your application, what is your recommendation? Whether you want to go for IaaS or PaaS, అది మీరు రేపు చూసుకోండి. మీరు ఎలా డిఫైన్ చేస్తారు దాన్ని? అది క్వశ్చన్. మీరు అది ఎలా వర్కౌట్ చేస్తారో చేయండి. లెట్స్ అజ్యూమ్ దట్ ఈ సినారియోలోనే మై యాప్ స్టోరేజ్ ఈజ్ 1 TB. How do you manage? Okay, now so what is this isolated? What is this app service isolated? Isolated is nothing but this, we do call it as a app service environment, not as a app service plan. App service environment will give you the dedicated hosting of your application which integrates with your network. What do you mean by your network? Again, you can associate your VNet with your application. VNet with your application. You mean to say it supports, even though if it is a PaaS, still it supports for the IaaS network. Even if it is a PaaS, still it supports with the network, which is a infrastructure as a service. ఇక్కడ మీకు చూపించడానికి లేదు ఎందుకంటే ఫ్రీ సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్స్ యాప్ సర్వీస్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ కి సపోర్ట్ చేయదు. సో ఓకే, as of now just I am going to choose this p1 v2 with the auto custom domain and up to 20 instances auto scaling, 20 stages. I selected this app service plan. Okay, next. For the monitoring of your application, we do use App Insight. App Insight is the monitoring solution for your application. It is a live monitoring tool continuously collecting of your all the metrics of your application and send it to your monitoring tool. Okay, as of now I don't need it. Okay, just tags and read. So let's create your application.
Hello, Prashant.
Yeah.
What if customer want to more than 20 instances?
What is?
What he will going to? Customer want to more than 20 instances.
More than 20 instances for auto scaling.
Yeah.
Just you have to use P3v3 that supports more than 50 instances. All around 50 instances.
Okay. What if the app is more than a heavy app? Customer want more than 50 instances. He will go for SaaS?
No, it's not an application. It is only one application which will give you the more instances. So what is the use of having the instances? If you have the instances, you can have more CPU and more memory. Whenever your application is in a high demand, automatically it scale up and scale down. Because of that instances. If you remember virtual machine scale set session, what you did with the virtual machine scale sets?
In case when the load is high, it will increase the scale sets.
Sorry?
In the load, I mean.
For the auto scaling purpose, whenever the application CPU utilizing more, let's assume that you have 75% or 80% or memory utilizing 70 or 80%, your application will be hang. In that scenario, we will use the auto scaling. So in IaaS, for the auto scaling purpose, we do use the virtual machine scale sets. We have to manually configure all the threshold limits and all. Here, by selecting the app service plan with the 50 instances, it will automatically scale up and scale down based on the demand. You no need to define anything. Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that is the advantage of the PaaS compared with the infrastructure as a service. So now your web app is ready. That's it. Your web app is readily available for you. So what is the URL of your web application if you look at that? So I have given only LCP web app, but what is the URL of your application which you could see? Just me click this. Your dummy web app has been created. What is the URL of web app? lcpwebapp.azurewebsites.net. So can you give it to your customer? If my customer give us a URL, customer will ask you that what is this? That is not a customer URL, that is not a customer domain. Then what is the customer domain? Let's assume that customer domain is lcpapp.com. Assume that is the customer app URL, customer domain that is. Customer would like to access their application using this URL. But what is the URL which you could able to see here? azurewebsites.net. So customer don't accept this. That because of this reason we have custom domains. So you can add your customer domain. You can add your customer domain here. So here you need to understand one thing, how this application is working using this public IP. Why? Because it's completely PaaS. It's completely PaaS environment. This application is working on using the public IP. So now I have a customer domain www.tcs.com, www.amazon.com. That is my URL. That is my customer, that is my application URL which I would like to use. You have to add the custom domain here. Here it will ask you that what is your customer domain. But domain should be registered. The domain should be registered. Until unless if domain is not registered, Microsoft will not provide any domain to you. So app service plan is Microsoft Azure will allow you to host your application under the app service. That's it. Microsoft does not provide any domains to you. Me domain mere konukovali. Even Microsoft does not allow you to buy any domain behalf of any customer from the Microsoft. Who is the domain providers? GoDaddy, Rackspace. మీరు వీళ్ళ దగ్గర డొమైన్ కొనుక్కోవాలి. So who is the domain providers? GoDaddy. There are n number of domain providers. Domain.com, GoDaddy, Namecheap, Bluehost, HostGator, Namecheap. So these are all the domain providers. You have to buy your domain from them. Let's assume that so what is your domain? Let me check. Amazon untada? Already that is registered by someone. The Amazon domain will be already registered by someone. ఇక్కడ ఏమొచ్చినాయి amazon.com లేదు. You can use Amazon Oil, Amazon Tech ఇలాంటివన్నీ ఉంటాయి. మాస్టర్ కార్డ్ ఏముంది ఇక్కడ? మాస్టర్ కార్డ్ అంటే is already taken. You don't have that. Visa is taken. No more available. You have to get the domain uniquely. So these domains will be provided by the GoDaddy or any domain provider, not Microsoft. If your already domain is available, let's assume that your already domain is available, readily available. You have already registered your domain with some GoDaddy and all. Just you can give it www.xyz.com. Once you say the validate, Microsoft Azure will go and check in all the domain providers whether this domain is registered or not. Getting it or not? So once you see validate, whether it will validate your xyz.com. Whether you want to host, what is the host name and record type? So if you select the CNAME, the CNAME is nothing but a alias name of your domain. Let's assume that my domain is xyz.com. What is my name, my alias name of my Azure application? lcpwebapp.azure.web.net. You mean to say, once you give the CNAME of it, automatically whether you search with www.xyz.com or whether you search with lcpwebapp.azure.web.net, రెండిటికి ఒకటే వెబ్సైట్ గా రౌట్ అవుతాయి. That is the alias name which you can integrate with your domain. So that is how ఇక్కడ ఏముంది, host name is available, but who is the owner of that domain? ఎవడు లేడు దానికంటుంది. That is the dummy. If it is a GNI, you can directly say, we will give you the option that's okay. Once you add it, you can add your domain with your customer. Okay, in a real time మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు, ఇక్కడ కస్టమర్ డొమైన్ ఇస్తారు, మీ కస్టమర్ ఇస్తారు. Once you give the customer domain, you can add the CNAME. Automatically ఇక్కడ ఏమొచ్చేస్తుంది, నీ కస్టమర్ డొమైన్ నేమ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. So whether you can able to access using two URLs which is directly routed to your application. That is the use of custom domains. Custom domain is nothing but you can add your domain of your customer with the default URL, default browser URL. Got it? Now, so let's assume that I have my application. This is my dummy application. So how do you push your code to this application? So Microsoft by default has given one dummy app to you. So this is not your customer application. I have developed my code. I have developed my own code. Now I would like to push my own code into this web application. How does it happen? How do you push your code? How do you push your code? So even though you have a virtual machine, you have application. So application every monthly or every sprint, ఇవన్నీ స్ప్రింట్ అనేది నెక్స్ట్ వస్తాయి, విల్ టాక్ అబౌట్ మోర్. సో అప్డేట్స్ అవుతూనే ఉంటాయి, రైట్? లెట్స్ టేక్ అన్ అమెజాన్ అప్లికేషన్. అమెజాన్ అప్లికేషన్ ఎవ్రీ డే దే యూస్ టు అప్డేట్ దేర్ విత్ ద పర్సెంటేజెస్ ఆఫ్ discounts and pricings of your mobiles, whatever it may be. So అవి ఎలా చేంజ్ అవుతాయి? They used to write the code every day. How you are pushing the new code to your server? ఎలా పుష్ చేస్తున్నారు? DevOps is one thing, if you are automating. Other way is manually push the code. How do you push manually? Using the Visual Studio. Now let me log in with my username. This is the Visual Studio. Let me add new user. So basically, Visual Studio is the IDE, integrated development environment, where developers used to write the code related to your application. Okay. Now, I would like to go for file and new, create the website. I would like to create the new website. Select the ASP website forms. So it is creating one website with default website. In the backend, it is creating all the .NET related project. If you look at that, it is creating the adding Microsoft the Power products and all. So this is your dummy application. How do you check it? Just go and okay, just go and run. Where you want to check it? What is the application it is? So once you run it, it is validating the website. It is starting the build. So that is the default web app. That is the default web app. Okay. So what I do, just stop debuggy, then only it will allow. ASP.NET. Okay. So this is the one. I would like to change. Okay. Now do it. Okay. This is my web application. Now I would like to host. Assume that this is your customer application. Okay, your developers has been developed this application. Now you want to push it to the Microsoft Azure App Service. This is as of now it is your web app. Now I want to replace with your application with this. So for that, just start debugging. So whether you could see here web.config. So web.config file is nothing but where you can able to see all the related code of your application. It's a purely for .NET. Java lo web.config file ఉండదు. It is only for .NET related to your web. Okay. So just select application. This is my application. Now I want to push this application. Just right click and what is this? Publish web app. We have already built up. Our build is ready. Now I want to publish it. So where you want to publish? What is your target? Whether your target is virtual machine or app service. What is your target? App service. Whether you would like to push your code into the virtual machine which is running on IIS web server, then you have to select Azure Virtual. Just select Azure App Service. What is your subscription? Default ga means okay. What is the free trial? What is the resource group? Learning DevOps is the resource group. What is our app service name? LCP. LCP web app. This okay. So by defaultly it is a web deploy. So once you select your virtual machine, by defaultly this web deploy option will not get. What you have to do? You have to download the web deploy 3.6 and install on your virtual machine and try to push it from here. Okay, just say next. So whether you would like to publish with other options, remove additional files, destination and all, just forget about it. So whether you want to create any databases, whether you would like to associate any database with this application, if you go and select it, it will ask you that what is your database, whether it is a SQL server or whatever it may be. All the databases you can able to add from here. Databases. So as of now, forget Windows Authentication SQL. We will talk about later about this SQL DB. I will tell you how to without adding here also how can you integrate with your DB with your application. So what I do, just I do say cancel, next, publish. So now here you can see the status here. Now it is going to be published. If have any issues related your publish, it will throw the error here itself. Now what is saying? Start web deploy publishing your application. See what is the URL అక్కడ ఏముంది పైన LCP web app dot ఏమొచ్చేసింది your own app. This is my URL. This is my your web app has replaced with dummy web app. So this is how we can manually push your application to your server. DevOps implement లేకున్నప్పుడు ఇలా చేస్తాం. This is a manual way. If you would like to implement the DevOps, that is completely automated. That we will see in the next coming classes. How to automate using the DevOps. What is the advantages of having the DevOps? Now, clear, right? Clear so far? As of now, this is the first question. The next question is Studio to virtual machine. Virtual machine ki push చేయి. So ఆ virtual machine లో first ఏం ఉండాలి? What is the prerequisites of your virtual machine? ఆ రెండు ఉండాలి. How do you install web server? చూశారు కదా ఆల్రెడీ వెబ్ సర్వర్ ఎట్లా డిప్లాయ్ చేస్తారు జస్ట్ గో టు ద ఫీచర్స్ అండ్ సెట్టింగ్స్ దెన్ యూ కెన్ యాడ్ ద వెబ్ సర్వర్ సో బట్ కమింగ్ టు ద వెబ్ డిప్లాయ్ 3.5 you have to download from the internet and deploy in the particular virtual machine. So you will get hell lot of errors, still do it. That is the best way. These are all the prerequisites. ఈ రెండు చేసిన తర్వాతనే just try to push it from the Visual Studio. Clear? So there are other options which you can continue tomorrow related to your application. There are n number of features available. We will see all of those related to your application. How to do auto scaling, auto load balancing, load balance ఎట్లా మేనేజ్ చేస్తారు ఈ అప్లికేషన్ ఆటో స్కేల్ ఎట్లా అప్లై చేస్తారు విల్ సీ ఆల్
విజువల్ స్టూడియో కోడ్ చేయలేము
విజువల్ స్టూడియో కోడ్ నుంచి కూడా చేయొచ్చు బట్ విజువల్ స్టూడియో కోడ్ నువ్వు వాట్ ఐ సే మాన్యువల్ కాదు కమాండ్స్ నుంచి పుష్ చేయాలి ట్రై చేయాలి కూడా ఈ ప్రాసెస్ ఫాలో ఇక్కడ ఏముంది కంప్లీట్ గా ఇక్కడ నుంచి అన్ని కమాండ్స్ నుంచే పుష్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది పబ్లిష్ then వస్తుంది ఈ డాక్యుమెంట్ ఫాలో. ఓకే, any questions? Clear? So tomorrow we'll see the rest of the options.
So Visual Studio Code లో Python అని
ఏదైనా it supports Java, Python, Ruby on Rails, anything, but you have to add the plugin. So nowadays Visual Studio Code is the most IDE. ప్రతి ఒక్కరు డెవలపర్, ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యు సే డెవలపర్, వాడు ల్యాప్టాప్లో కంపల్సరీగా ఇది ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద మోస్ట్ ఫ్లెక్సిబుల్ ఐడియా యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ. Everyone used to run their machines. This Visual Studio Code. Even not only developers, scripting రాసే వాళ్ళు మనకు కూడా కంపల్సరీ కావాలి. If you write JSON scripting, if you write Terraform script, కంపల్సరీ కావాలి. ఇప్పుడు టెర్రాఫార్మ్ రాయాలంటే ఎక్కడ రాస్తారు? Visual Studio Code only. You have to add the plugin to write it. Okay.
Prashant,
Yeah.
what if the size is more than the given memory? It is going to as IaaS service, right? You said Amazon has 1 TB size.
So that one
Then
నేను
it is going.
నుంచి అదే అడుగుతున్నా. సో IaaS కి PaaS కి డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఏంటి? If you know the proper differences, if you come question across like that 1 TB of the application, obviously we don't have any solution for this. We have to recommend the customer to deploy your application in VMs only. అది first explain చేయండి. What is the application deployment types? Application deployment types ఏంటి? IaaS and PaaS వస్తాయి. What is the limitations of PaaS? What is the limitations of IaaS? If it is IaaS, what is the advantages and what is the disadvantages? If you say PaaS, what is the advantages and what is the disadvantage? This is the disadvantage. 1 TB cannot be as a storage. So, the question ade.
My question is, when it is moved to IaaS, we are going to do manually all the OS and other things.
No, you have to manage. You have to manage your operating system updates. You have to manage your infrastructure in IaaS.
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, Microsoft is not responsible for you when you say IaaS.
Yeah.
The underlying infrastructure will be available for you. You can manage. The underlying entire control is available to you.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay.